A community gathering in memory of fallen firefighter Ethan Quellen. He died while on duty during last week's ice storm. Family, friends, and fellow firefighters joined Pastor Wally Coots before a procession of fire trucks and emergency vehicles escorted him to Oakwood Cemetery. I'm Amanda Porter. Thank you for joining us on News 8. Reporters Joe LaFurgey and Demetrius Sanders have been speaking with those mourning and the loss of a friend, husband, father, and public servant. For his final call, the casket carrying Paw Paw Fire Department Lieutenant Ethan Quellen was placed aboard a fire engine. News 8's Joe LaFurgey begins our story from the funeral.
It was a service filled with the messages of faith, honor, and tradition. To the mournful sounds of bagpipes and drums, a sea of blue uniforms symbolizing the brother and sisterhood of the fire service slowly file past the casket of Lieutenant Ethan Quellen. This is how the people who race towards danger when others race away say goodbye to one of their own.
He was dedicated, loyal, trustworthy, honest, and always ready to do what needed to be done.
Paw Paw Fire Chief Jim DeGroot delivered the eulogy, remembering his interview with Ethan Quellen for a spot on the volunteer fire department back in 2019.
He was asked what type of compensation he was looking for, and he responded with, "I want no compensation. I just want to serve my community." There are many people out there who can't comprehend our calling to be firefighters, but Ethan did.
Quellen was killed a week ago last Wednesday. While on a call that evening, a tree branch brought down a power line, electrocuting the 28-year-old. Today, he was remembered as a firefighter and a U.S. Marine. His chief talked about not just his sense of duty and honor, but his sense of humor, often lightening the emotional load in the fire station. But his most important job was as a husband and a father to his 2-year-old daughter.
She was a shining star in his eyes, a bright spot in his life. His family meant everything to him.
And they talked about his faith in God and his legacy as a mentor, both inside and outside the firehouse.
Ethan clearly made an impact with the way that he lived his life. The proof of that is right here today.
Your family supported you and your passion. And now it's our turn to support them. Your family is our family. Rest easy, brother. We will take it from here.
And just a reminder, there is a GoFundMe account set up for Lieutenant Quellen's family. At last check, it was at about $140,000. We have a link at woodtv.com. In Paw Paw, Joe LaFurgey, News 8.
Following the funeral, a procession making its way through Paw Paw before Quellen was laid to rest. News 8's Demetrius Sanders is live outside of the Paw Paw Fire Department with more on how the community is mourning the local hero.
Personally or not, his death has touched so many people in this community, and that was evident this afternoon as dozens came out to show their support.
Those guys go out to serve us and to protect us, and then they're doing their job and something like that happens. And we know they all have families, and when you live in a town like this, you know a lot of them.
An American flag flying high and Lieutenant Ethan Quellen's uniform sitting atop his truck as the fallen firefighter was taken to his final resting place.
They spend hours away from their families. They spend it out in all kinds of weather. They're put in harm's way all the time. I feel like if they're willing to do that, the least I can do is honor them.
Dozens lining the streets near the Paw Paw Fire Department as fire trucks and emergency vehicles from across West Michigan escorted Quellen from Paw Paw High School to Oakwood Cemetery in Allegan. Terry Charlton, a Paw Paw resident, says on the night of Quellen's death, she remembers the sight of fire trucks racing by her home.
I watched them all go by, and I thought maybe a house fire, but I had no clue something like this, you know, devastating. Very.
Charlton, now one of the many taking time to honor the lieutenant for his service and sacrifice.
I mean, he was a hero to all of us, you know. If we needed him, they were here. He was here.
And people now hoping the community continues to wrap their arms around Quellen's family and the area's first responders.
If the guys need something, or if you see them on the street, you know, thank them. Thank them for what they do. You know, just be appreciative of them.
Now, as the procession came by the Paw Paw Fire Department, some of Quellen's family stopped for a moment and took in the showing of support. In Paw Paw, Demetrius Sanders, News 8.